guys, we got our spare rib right here. We're just going to go ahead and trim it up. Usually there's a big flap on here, but this one doesn't have too much of one. I'm going to get it cleaned up a little bit. Ooh. Actually, since the membrane's starting to come off right here, I'm going to try to get the whole membrane while we can. I'm going to ask Trev to grab me a paper towel or two so I can, because the best thing is once you get it started, you can grab it with a paper towel because it's a slimy booger. Alright. Because you don't want that membrane on there, because if you have that on there, smoke won't penetrate and the season won't get through. Oh, okay, it didn't work out. Anyways, we'll go ahead and go back to that in here in a few minutes. Yes, my dog really wants this, I guess. Maybe we can get it going again. Just get it off this part. Yeah, because you don't want anybody to eat that. I don't want to eat that, so. Alright guys, we're just continuing trimming up this spare rib here, getting that flap off. I don't really have the knives for this. That's the only knife I have in my house. I need to invest in some. Alright, we are going to go ahead and save this because it pretty much is just a nice piece of meat. You can trim off the fat here. We'll just go ahead and throw it on the smoker. Might as well. The dog's barking outside. Alright, you can just go ahead and trim up the little pieces of fat off here that you're going to want to, and then I'll show you how to trim off the big chunk off the top here in a minute. Now we're going to remove that membrane I was talking about. Just get a spoon and get up underneath it as good as you can. Nothing blunt, yeah, you want blunt objects. Nothing sharp, sorry, because you don't want to tear it. You want to get it off in one piece if you can. And work your way to the corner. I have a bad angle here, just don't have a lot of counter space, so see how I got it up underneath there. Start, and now we're going to at the corner. Now we can grab that paper towel again. Try to pull that whole piece off. It works out the way we want it to. All the way back. Let's get going here. Alright, just finish taking that off and you're good to go. Then we're gonna trim it up so it's all uniform. Alright, now we're just gonna go ahead and cut straight across the top here. You can find the bone if you can, and just make it nice and a uniform rack here. Like I said, this knife is definitely not ideal for cutting. Kind of need a butcher's knife or something. You can have your local butcher or wherever you get your meats at. You can ask them. This is called trimming this up like this is called the St. Louis style spare rib. So if you ask for that, I'm sure they know what that is and they can do that for you. So you don't have to go to all this work. So just a heads up on that. But you know, I'm not looking for perfect. This is good enough for me. So it's a more uniform rib shape. We're gonna go ahead and smoke this along with it. I mean, you're not losing that meat if you buy it and trim it yourself. But you know, it looks more like a rack of ribs now. We're just gonna go ahead and rub it and get ready for the smoker. Alright guys, we got our spare ribs cleaned, cut, and trims or whatever. And now we have our baby backs done. We pulled the membranes off both of them, and then we washed and patted them dry with paper towels. Now they're ready to put our seasoning that we made last night. It's a Kansas City rub, rib rub style. And first what we're gonna do is put a little, you can do whatever you want, but we're gonna put a little yellow mustard to keep the rub on there for it, and you won't taste it at the end. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little mustard on. Trev's gonna put a little mustard on here, so I don't get it all dirty. That's good. Just go ahead and put it on all of them. That's good. That's good. All right. Now what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna use a spoon. I don't want to get my. Actually, I'm gonna rub this in first. I don't want to get my fingers into my seasoning, because if you want to use it again, and then you won't be able to, because obviously once you get meat inside your seasoning, you're gonna want to use it all, or pretty common sense. All right, got the mustard rubbed. Got a lot of it, probably too much. Maybe a little less on the front side we're gonna use. I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle a generous amount on both sides. We're gonna do this for both sides. I'm gonna rub it in a little bit. Yeah, it looks like a lot, but you remember this is half a cup of brown sugar, so there's a lot of sugar, not as much spice. And you're gonna definitely want it at the end. You're gonna be like, okay, that was a good idea to put that much on. Alright, go ahead and rub it in, kind of pat it in. We're going to go ahead and do that to the front side, and then we're going to go ahead and get them ready for the smoker. We'll see you outside in the smoker. Alright guys, we're ready to smoke, and right before we put it in, I'm going to spray a little bit of apple juice on top of it. Just a nice little squirt to keep them put a little moisture on them. Keep that rub on it good. Not too much. Nice little squirting. Apple juice pairs good with pork, so we're okay on that end. Alright, I'm going to have my smoker set around 2:30, 2:35, and we're going to go ahead and put them in for 3 hours, and then we'll come back out and check them out. And remember, no peeking. Oh yeah, it's going to be good. I went ahead and put the spare ribs on the bottom because they're the largest. And they'll take the longest to cook. We'll need the longest. They're the closest to the heat to cook more. Alright. Ribs are in. Check them out. See you in a few hours, buddies. Alright guys, we're 3 hours in the smoking process, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap them and doctor up a little bit more. Check it out. Oh yeah, it's good. Check out the ribs. There's the baby backs and the spares. I'm gonna start with the baby backs. Just go do one at a time. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do first. Put my stuff down. Go ahead and put some brown sugar down. It's hard to see even. Put a little brown sugar down. Squeeze butter. That felt good. And some honey. When you take that rib, just put it on there just like that. Dog hair off there. That's it, happens when you have a dog or any pet. And then do the same thing to the reverse side. And then go ahead and do that with all of them, and we're going to go back in the smoker for 2 hours. Hey guys, we're back. after 2 more hours in the smoker. Actually, it's about 2.5 more hours. About half hour left of cooking. I'm going to barbecue them now. I'm going to pull them out of the little tin foil wraps we put them in and see how it goes. Oh my gosh. Look at that, guys. Look how juicy it is inside there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alright. Meat's just gonna fall off the bone. Oh yeah, guys. This is looking good. I don't know if we're gonna even barbecue them. And then we're gonna go right back in here for a little bit. Let them tighten up. There we are. Alright, there's the final results from my ribs.